Welcome to Stepdads. I'm your host, Preston Tompkins.
And I'm Zach Reinert.
And we're still alive.
Still alive. Still haven't gotten COVID one time.
Haven't gotten it. Well, I'm going to assume maybe I had it. I don't know at this point if I had it or not. That week I was sick. I mean, it was mild as hell, but...
The trick is to not go around people.
Yeah. Zach and I have made the very tough decision. We're going to postpone Nerd Wrist just a couple weeks until mid-February.
We put it off because we thought at the beginning of January, we talked about it at the beginning of January, but we're like, surely in like 3 weeks it'll be better.
It'll be fine, but it's the worst it's ever been.
Yeah, we thought it would spike and go down within like a month.
No, and it's just still going strong. So Patreon members, don't worry. We're going to have the 2016 Dead Celebrity Nerd Roast up on Patreon.
Yeah, we've still got stuff to throw up later.
Yeah. So if you want to sign up for a Patreon, wait till February 1st. You'll have both that 1 hour Nerd Roast special and the Roast of Superman. So that's the business side of things. Zach, I did want to ask you an idea for Patreon content. What if we did drunk movie reviews? But it's just
me and you. Okay.
Us.
I'm okay with
like
that.
a one-off. We're home. We're safe. We don't have to drive.
Oh yeah, I'm very down for that.
We're not in public.
My wife has said that this needs to be edited out probably. But my wife has said that if I want to just come over while we record and just get shit faced, she would literally come pick me up.
Really?
Yeah,
Dude.
So that could work.
We need like a Friday or Saturday night. We'll invite Ben over too.
Fuck it. I mean, she can come too.
No, I was going to suggest we'll have our wives on and we'll do a drunk podcast with Ariel and Beth. And then they could just roast us the entire time. Make
fun of us for being drunk and our takes.
But it's like, I watched The Last Duel the other night.
I haven't watched that one yet.
I won't tell you anything, but it's Ridley Scott.
I'm an Affleck guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was written by Affleck and Damon.
They wrote it?
They wrote the movie.
Holy shit, yeah. I'm so in.
It was so fucking good. And I was a little tipsy after the movie because it was a movie night with my wife.
Fuck yeah,
So I
didn't know they wrote it.
Yeah, they wrote it.
When they write it, it's good.
Yeah, it was their screenplay. Ridley Scott directed it. He is warranted for yelling at all the millennials.
Scott too? Jesus Christ.
It is a great fucking movie. So
these are just all of my people.
Yeah, it's you will really love it. I'm not going to give anything away, but that's what it sparked me thinking about what if we did drunk movie reviews, but it's just you and me. We film it. We're not in public. No one's going to whip their dick out like they did in Omaha.
No one's diving off stage.
No one's going to die. So I think that would be really fun.
Making out with people in the green room.
Oh my God.
Shout out Brandon.
I will ask him if I can have his name on the podcast. I didn't
put the other person's name in there.
No, yeah.
This is like 10 years.
That's fine.
This is like 10 years ago.
Yeah, Brandon's fine.
Brandon made out in the green room.
Yeah.
He rocks.
Yeah, Brandon Cordes.
People want to make out with him in the green room.
Yeah. We'll have Brandon on. Maybe he can tell that story. We have a roast review from a friend of the show. Mike
Was it
Perry.
Kyle?
No, Kyle's is not showing up on iTunes or Apple Podcasts yet. So this is a roast from Mike Perry. We're going to have him a guest on soon. The title is called Roast Review. I don't feel like coming up with my own roast review, so I stole one from the internet. Made this in the crock pot today. After browning the roast, I added a little more olive oil and tossed in the onions to brown a bit while scraping up the tasty fond from the pan. Then threw in the garlic for the last few seconds to bloom. Didn't have beef bouillon or broth, so I
Mike Perry.
substituted better than bouillon and can have in a can.
I love you, Mike.
Cable's consumer.
I love the meta. I love Mike's meta.
So
bits.
fucking good. Also, 2 nice sprigs of fresh thyme from the garden. The family loved it.
Meta bits are my favorite thing in the world.
So fucking good.
He's had a lot of them that I've seen over the years. Like I would love it so much that I wish I had the brain to do meta bits.
Oh yeah, it's that when you do it confidently, that type of comedy I feel like hits the hardest.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't have that brain to come up with meta shit.
One
time I saw a set where he just only counted to 600.
Yes, he did. Wasn't that at Mojo's?
Yeah. But he set it up as how all comics set up a bit. I don't remember what the bit was.
No, it was like a minute-long introduction to the joke, and we'll have him explain this when he's guest on.
It's so good.
But this man legitimately counted in front of this group of college kids.
Mike is very much a
600.
comics comic, and then like every comic in the back is rolling.
Yeah.
And like sometimes with not only sometimes he kills like majority of the time. He
destroys.
But like it always kills with the comics.
It's so great
because like it's so like meta and like trolling.
Yeah,
it fucking rocks so hard.
I've yet to ask someone when we have a friend of the show, Sydney and Megan, on. We'll ask them what it's like being an audience member when you're not in on the joke and you hear a bunch of dudes scream laughing in the back, and like if that's so annoying.
They're probably trying to realize what
the joke is. So we'll have Mike on to talk also about Roast Yourself, a show he had in Omaha.
Yeah, we're gonna do some joint stuff.
Yes, coming 2022 if we're all still alive.
Yeah.
Zach and I seriously want to take Nerd Roast on the road and hit Omaha and Des Moines and stuff. So please contribute to the Patreon so we can have money to do that.
Yeah.
We love you. We have a guest on the podcast this week, our good friend Mike Vamosi.
He's a great friend.
Dude's so fucking good. He's so funny and a big sports boy. Now, I am admittedly not a big sports boy. So
you've gotten more.
You've
become more of a sports boy.
Gotten so into basketball.
Basketball is just like easy to get into. It's almost like wrestling because it's like it's more of like you like. You do like teams, but like it's also like you just start liking different players.
Yeah,
it's almost like wrestling.
Absolutely,
it's like there's like almost like a player on a team you like.
Yeah, like I can watch any basketball game and still be so entertained. But it's like football, I need to be invested in the team to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've become a huge basketball boy in the pandemic.
And as Nebraska boys, being invested is awful.
Yeah. It's so goddamn depressing. So
we laugh because we don't cry.
We can't cry. Thank you for tuning in this week. After this fake ad, we will have our guest, Mike Vamosi, on. We love you. Are you tired of the liberal agenda? Are you tired of Biden telling you what you can and can't do? Do you not want to get a vaccine? Piss. Drink it, you dipshit.
Cast.
Yeah, we would have appreciated it. That's fine.
Hey, and we should probably talk about Union Omaha.
Hey, real quick, welcome back from the break. We got our guest, Mike Vamosi, on. Mike, say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Mike, real quick, promote all your stuff you want everyone to know about you. Social media, YouTube, any of that stuff.
Oh, I don't have a YouTube. I probably should get one of those. My Twitter, Instagram is all at Mike Vemos, MikeVMOS.
Hell yeah.
It just made me feel like I'm so much more bored than I feel like I actually am.
No.
No, Vamosi,
I've got a blog, 4 quarters at Mike Vamosi.
Yeah, check out that blog. Vamosi's a comedian and good friend of Zach and I's from the old Omaha days. But you also, I'd say you're almost like a good source of sports commentary. How would you react to that? Yeah.
I would agree. I would agree.
Check out Vamosi's threads on Twitter. Not only does he comment on sports and stuff, but he has like a running like commentary on like Book of Boba Fett. I saw those today. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
You were telling us that you had a job interview today?
Yeah. I interviewed for a new job. I thought I was just doing like a tour of this. I work with adults with disabilities, and I thought that I was just going to do like a tour, but my friend's wife's like a pretty high up over there, and she's been nagging me to come in for like the last couple of weeks. So
wait, were you trapped into a job interview?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was like a take-in situation.
They were like, bro, our place is actually better though.
And then you were just ushered into a room, and they're like, where do you see yourselves in 5 years? And you're like, wait, I'm just here to see what's going on.
Not under this black hood.
A secure location. So everything's crazy here in Denver. Like, what's the COVID situation where you are? Like, do people not believe in it, or?
Dude, you know how it is here. You guys were home fairly. Shoot, I was in Fort Collins last week for a bachelor
didn't
party.
say anything to us.
Yeah, let's.
I know.
Pause right there.
Didn't
I
say
didn't know
anything.
what
You
the
didn't say
time.
shit to us.
Well, yeah, I just didn't know what the flexibility was going to be like. We took a 15 passenger van from Denver to Fort Collins, and I didn't know what the timeline was going to be. And
Oh, I get that.
Yeah. Wait. Were you here like as a vacation, or were you for work?
a bachelor party.
Oh, you were here for a bachelor party,
I was.
and you
That
did
was in
not.
Fort Collins.
Oh my god! You know what?
I know. I
I'm
screwed
gonna
up.
let it pass.
I screwed up.
Vamosi was
deserve
at
all the
my
grief.
bachelor-
But Fort Collins is amazing.
Fort Collins is great. I've never been.
It's amazing. It's like
yeah.
one of the better college towns I've ever been to.
Yeah, like, I mean, everything was dead, though. I don't know if they're still on Christmas break or what the deal was.
Oh, I
but,
mean, you could blame COVID and
Yeah.
college break on that. So, like,
you know,
that's,
it's funny. Like, we were just talking about that, and I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about this whole COVID thing.
Because
I'm
yeah,
just,
they might
I'm
be
just thinking
virtual
like the
now.
normal timeline. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, I was in
All right,
Fort
I'll
Collins
forgive
and
you
so-
for not.
No,
saying hi
I
to
deserve
us.
all the grief. I just, I didn't want to be like a dick to the people I was actually supposed to be like, hey, you know what? I've got friends in Denver. I'm just gonna go chill with them and just sleep on
Yeah,
there.
no,
And
it's
no,
fine,
I
man.
get that.
I've,
Yeah, I totally get that.
I've been
the only
quarantining.
mess up was when like because of the van situation, I got to the airport so flipping early. I'm like, and I should have called Zach like I was telling you the other day and just
Yeah.
spend the time at your house instead of 7 hours at the airport, acting like
yeah, totally. I'm
doing like a
I'm
Tom
fif-
Hanks reboot.
I'm 10 minutes away from the airport.
Yeah, Zach
Right,
lives
yeah.
scarily close to the airport. Every time I go over to his place, I just get PTSD flashbacks from like going back to Nebraska and stuff. But no, I've been quarantining pretty hard, so I don't know if I even would have like gone out to a bar right now. It's like it's just so
Yeah, I
crazy.
mean, we would have just like had you and him over.
Yeah,
or
we
something,
just
ate
would've-
some pizza and drank some
Yeah.
beer or something.
But I understand your bachelor party priorities. So
I was, and to make matters worse, it was with a bunch of Bellevue boys too.
oh god, a long running joke in our group chat is I graduated from a high school in Bellevue, Nebraska.
Tell them what Bellevue is in regards to Omaha, Preston.
Yeah, so Bellevue is like what 10 minutes kind of southeast.
It's a suburb.
It's a
It's a
suburb
suburb.
of Omaha, but it's a completely different town of Omaha. But the Air Force Base, Offutt Air Force Base, is right in Omaha.
There's the
or,
kicker.
right in Bellevue. So every kid going to school in Bellevue is an Air Force kid. So no one is actually from Nebraska. I feel like in the school system of Bellevue. Like I went to school with kids from like California, Florida, like, you know, Washington, all that stuff. So there was a lot of conservatives in my high school growing up. And since graduating high school, going through college, and now being in my early 30s, finding out their political views during the pandemic especially has been absolutely insane. So
a true journey. A true
yeah,
journey
it's a
of
journey.
this.
So if you ever hear us making fun of Bellevue kids on the podcast, that's why. So
Totally.
yeah.
Vamosi, how you feeling about the playoffs or the Chiefs? You're a Chief. Okay.
Yeah,
We're
so
gonna
let's set the
preface
stage
this is like
for
Vamosi
Vamosi.
is a huge Chiefs fan.
Yes.
Big
We'll
Chiefs fan.
preface it with that, and he's a big sports guy. So like,
Vamosi
how you
is...
feeling about the Chiefs? I mean, the Steelers. I mean, that's a very winnable game.
Yeah, so what are your predictions for the end of the season here?
Well, like obviously they're going to win the Super Bowl, right? But for
I mean, probably.
I mean, it wouldn't
but
be a surprise.
yeah, but like I mean, I've been a Chiefs fan long enough that I still have PTSD of the pre-Mahomes days. And like I think it was 7 or 8 years ago now, they played the Steelers in a playoff game at Arrowhead. And in Kansas City, like the day of, they had like freezing rain. They moved the game from like a noon kickoff to a Sunday night football game. But like the Chiefs defense held the Steelers to nothing but field goals. So they held them to like 7 field goals. So like it was still a winnable game. And like They had a penalty. Anyways, they lost the game to the Steelers in which they didn't allow a touchdown. So, like, that's in the back of my mind. I was like, oh, man, they kicked the Steelers' ass, like, 4 weeks ago.
I really doubt the Chiefs don't score a touchdown.
I would agree, but, like, they did it all right once this year against the Titans. But, I mean, it should be a walk in the park on Sunday night. I really
do.
See, now...
like, the spread is 12.5.
I know, and it's going to probably go up by Sunday.
Like, that's where they put the spread, where they think the Chiefs... Like, you have to bet against the Chiefs, it's literally 12.5 points.
Oh, shit. Okay, so full disclosure to anyone
Chiefs
listening,
are going to win.
I am not the biggest sports boy. Like, I've gotten into basketball hardcore during the pandemic, so if you don't hear me talk a lot during these conversations, because I have no Star Wars referenced input or anything.
We're all caught up in Book of Boba, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
So, like, my dad has been a Chiefs fan, like, my entire life. We went to Kansas City. Now, my brother, he's not anymore, but he was a huge Buccaneers fan. We went down to a Buccaneers-Chiefs game at Arrowhead. Chiefs were like, so this is like in 2004, maybe 2003, 2005. I was in high school. But the Chiefs were winning the majority of the game. But fourth quarter, the Buccaneers pulled through. My brother is the only person in a Buccaneers jersey in this section, and he is mouthing off so hard to these Chiefs fan. It got to the point, and then of course the Buccaneers won, that my dad said, we need to get the fuck out of here. Shut the fuck up, Boston. Now, like, are most Chiefs fans like that aggressive, or was that like a one-off?
No, that's not.
So, like, I've always heard the horror stories of Chiefs treating the opposing fans like shit at Arrowhead. But, like, I'm blinded by it because I've always worn Chiefs stuffs, oddly enough, to Chiefs games. So, like,
and Austin didn't get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
So.
Well, no, because we left. Like, people were like,
man, that would have been a life lesson for him.
Yo,
to be fair, he could have gotten his ass kicked before.
We'll not get into my brother. I love you, Austin. We're fine now. We're cool.
No, I mean, it's like before you left. Like, those guys could have just stormed you guys.
Well, no, they were pushing my dad like, hey, you need to shut your son up right now. And of course, they're in full Chiefs gear.
Well, and they're probably drunk by like the fourth quarter too.
Oh yeah, and my dad was like, Austin, you need to call. Like, my brother was up and down the rows going, he was a 14-year-old
so kind of like
kid.
instigating it, but also look. I'm not going to sugarcoat. Chiefs fans have a reputation, like you said, and but I've just never experienced it because I am part of the herd. Yeah, so like my dad was wearing Chiefs gear. My brother was wearing a Buccaneers jersey. I was in a Revenge of the Sith t-shirt. Of course. And I was like, I don't know what's happening right now. But like, I was legitimately terrified because my brother was going up like in your face, and we're Midwestern boys. So he was like 200 pounds, 6'1". So people didn't know he was a child at that time. Right. But he was like getting in these Chiefs fans' face. And my dad's like, you need to calm the fuck down right.
It's like 2.5 virgins.
Yeah. It legitimately was. Oh, man. That's so funny. But Vamosi, you're a big supporter of like local sports in the Omaha area.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever met someone that was like that into local, like, non-professional sports.
Well, like my dad growing up, like he's a UNO grad, which is the University of Nebraska at Omaha for those not in the know, or those that are locally, University of No Opportunity, but I digress. But yeah, like I grew up going to like UNO football games, RIP, and Creighton basketball game. They don't have a football program. That's why I say that now. So that was so inside baseball right there. But yeah, like just going to like Omaha Royals, now Storm Chasers games, the Omaha Racers. You remember them, right, Zach?
Oh, yeah.
What's the Omaha Racers?
It's like the CBA team. It's like a minor league basketball team where they now essentially be like a G League team.
Yeah.
Where like the Nuggets should have a G League team in Omaha, but again, that's another issue.
Yeah. So
that would be awesome. Holy shit.
Oh man, like I would go to G League games all the time.
Dude,
like,
G League rocks.
Yeah.
Put one in like Loveland.
They show G League games on ESPN even.
Yeah. Isn't like the G League like supporting the NBA right now with everyone being
basically?
Well, yeah, it's been exactly. The last 3 weeks they've been putting people in there, so like you don't have these shutdowns like the NHL and others, is because
they're like signing 10-day contracts for these guys now,
and some guys are getting like full season contracts out of it.
Yeah, like those guys must be fucking ecstatic right now. Like,
how could you not be? Like, hey, one good thing of this pandemic has happened.
Well, and a lot of it's been like old guys who used to play for those teams, and they just bring them. They've been bringing them back, and it fucking is so cool,
dude. How much?
I want to I just want to see like every team have to bring back like one old guy at least.
I guarantee you, Michael Jordan for like 5 minutes. Put me in.
He could score 10 to 15.
Oh, absolutely.
I guarantee he could.
He could play half a quarter.
He was chomping at the bit like, you know what? 2 more guys go down, and I'm player owner Michael Jordan.
I guarantee you he was doing laps in his mansion, like trying to like get his cardio up.
you throw it to Jordan in the post, and he's like, "I'll put up 15."
Oh man, that is. Oh man, we would have. I guarantee you, there's like,
you just get it to him in the post. He's like, "I got the size, and I can still hit it."
Yeah, no doubt. I agree with you. You could probably drop like 10 points minimum.
Oh, I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Someone close to
him wouldn't want to be
like,
out there getting embarrassed.
All he's got to do is like. He's got the size now because he's probably bigger because he's older.
Yeah.
And I guarantee he plays a lot still. So like, just like fucking, he could just hit the fucking fade away from the post off the bank all fucking day.
Can you imagine Michael Jordan like doing push-ups in the morning, like watching the ESPN news, like, all right, man, like I'm making the decision.
He could probably score 20 just by posting up some guard on the post.
For sure.
He'd just have like ESPN on all day where like they're talking shit about him on like First Take, and then all the other shows, PTI, and like, I'm going to show those bitches tonight.
Yeah. Oh man, I guarantee you it's been like a 5-minute thought. But someone close to him was like, you are what? He's in his 60s now? Like
probably
terrible gambler.
What if Michael Jordan got one of his sons killed this time? Because he's like betting on his own game.
It would be very funny. It would be very funny if one of Michael Jordan's sons became such a bad gambler that like Michael Jordan got killed now.
It's like some
It's just a legacy. It's just a legacy.
It's like some weird Lion King like story with Michael Jordan's kids and his gambling.
I'd watch that movie like that, based on the real events, though. Yeah.
It's just a legacy.
Oh,
like
my
every
God.
Jordan that precedes him just gets him killed.
It's the Jordan curse is what it winds up is. We're like, I gambled, I killed my father, and now I'm doing the same, and I killed my father. Only difference is I'm a piece of shit, and he's the greatest basketball player ever.
That is so goddamn funny. Take 2. So Vamosi, I wanted to ask you, like, where did this love of sports come from? Was it like from an early age with your family, like your mom and dad, or did it progress as you got older?
Mainly my dad. My dad just because I'm the firstborn. I've got a younger sister, but like my dad just I became his little buddy, and like he would take me all over the place, and I would, and like it was always talked about, like I was just a patient kid. Like you could put me at a sporting event, I'm not going to be like, I'm going to knock on kids today, but kids today, like
my
being
goal
able to
is
sit through like a ball game.
Yeah. So you were just like a very well-behaved kid that could see a lot. So your dad just took you to a bunch of sports.
I'm just trying to create a pickleball league.
Yeah.
I'm in. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's weird. Like, Dad was in a billiards league, and I would go there, and I didn't even want to think about how my lungs look from all that secondhand smoke. But
oh, my God.
No. No, I'm just kidding. My dad didn't play billiards or anything cool like that. But,
that's really cool, because I feel like, a lot of kids, like, love of sports are obviously connected to their dads. But, not all of them could sit through a live sports game, so
I mean, like...
And I'm sure my dad's like, hey, we got something here because baseball is so boring to sit through live.
Yeah.
That was the first sport I sat through, so, like, with my family. Right. So, like, that was everything after that is easy.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly, for sure. Exactly it.
So, like, I assume it's football, but is football your favorite sport, or is it baseball?
It's baseball. Is actually baseball.
Hell yeah, Vamosi.
That's man. But like that's what I grew up playing. I mean, I only played up till like high school because we had a really good high school team, and I didn't play travel or anything. And
did you go to Millard?
I went to Millard South, which would be the Millard OG.
Yeah.
Where Millard North is second, and Millard West is down. I'm sure they're spawning another Millard.
We always lost to you guys in football in high school, so
yeah. But you guys are like good now in football, so I'm sure.
Yeah,
you guys beat us last year.
Yeah, Bellevue West 10 years after I graduated.
Okay, this is a real thing.
20-year anniversary this year for me, Preston.
Oh shit! Yeah, I'm coming up on like 15.
Like Billy Matt or Happy Gilmore was like, I'm the first person to try to stab a guy with a skate. When I was in baseball practice, I was the first guy to try to kill a guy on a cutoff throw. I legitimately.
Can you explain this, please?
Okay, so I was like a shortstop. I was in high school baseball, and I was like 20 feet away from a guy, and I fucking hated him. So I just fucking threw it as hard as I could, and he did not catch it.
Where did they hit him on the body? Did they hit him in the head, or did you like catch a back shoulder?
What?
Yeah.
You hit him in the face.
I can throw a fucking baseball really hard.
That's
you have
no, like you've always said, like you have a hose and stuff.
I have a hose.
I don't know what that means.
I mean, I can throw a baseball really hard.
Like it doesn't surprise
like a fire hose. Like you know how the water pressure on a fire hose
like when
is
I was
really hard.
When I was a senior in high school, I had 85 on the gun.
Oh shit!
Which isn't like it isn't insane, but like for Southwest Iowa,
yeah,
it's
for
pretty.
Iowa. So wait, what happened? Did he survive?
He was fine.
Break his face?
You cannot just say he's fine. What happened?
He didn't catch it, but it was fine.
So all runners advance. All runners advance is what you're saying.
A true veteran, you're just like, don't worry about it.
Well, I mean, like, and that was my dude. I hated my baseball team when I was a senior in high school. Because like my coach was a dumbass who made me play first base, even though I had the strongest arm on the team. He was like, no, you just have to run around the whole infield as a cutoff, like not even like it's the shortstop, which is how it's supposed to work. It's like, no, you're the first base, you're the best catch it, but you also have to like be the cutoff man.
Yeah.
So I was like running around like a fucking psycho.
I'm just imagining some dude with a disfigured face right now. Obviously not listening, but if he was listening.
I just fucking threw at somebody.
Like there's some dude there's probably multiple, but there's one dude in Southwest Omaha or Iowa that has like the jacked up nose from Zach, or he's got a jacked up eye from having a broken orbital. I can throw a baseball, man.
I can throw a baseball. I can throw a baseball hard.
Don't.
What was your top speed at like a baseball? You remember how like ballparks used to have like the radar
86.
gun? 86.
Which is not like crazy, but like for like Southwest Iowa, where I'm just like fucking trying to fucking wing
like
this
legit
shit at people.
I mean, as someone who doesn't know anything about baseball, 86 sounds fucking terrifying.
Oh, for sure, because like that's not too far, Zach, from 90. Obviously, for our math people out there,
to your fucking face, man. Don't like
right.
You're saying 86.
No, but like
it's something a little fast.
And I will say that the reason why because my stepdad was always like my coach when I was a kid, and the reason why is because it's so accurate.
Right.
As we go on with this podcast, I'm just learning more terrifying things about you.
So, like, do not give me speed and accuracy.
We've been friends for over a decade.
I will wreck your face.
How many people have you killed with a golf ball then? Shit.
Oh my god.
Fuck, I miss golfing.
We went to Top Golf for my bachelor party. Vamosi was there, and so was Dogger and a bunch of other friends you'll hear on this podcast.
I did dominate that.
Zach how long had it been since you picked up a club? Like what?
10 years at least.
10 years.
At least 10 years.
And we're not even half a beer in, and Zach is fucking knocking these things into all the holes that he needs it in for these stupid Top Golf
He
games.
was in the zone within like 3 balls in of hitting.
It's like
with
that
the
movie,
clubs.
The Accountant.
it was
but
like,
with
I had to
golfing.
test this, and then I was just
You were Ben Affleck in The Accountant, but with golfing.
Yeah.
Instead of a sniper rifle, like that's what it looks
totally.
like.
totally.
Yeah, it was wild. Where like I was all accurate and everything, and Zach's like, "Hey, you know what? I think I'm going to hit it to the netting on the other side of where we're at."
And he fucking nailed it.
Yeah, Zach was just bombing shit the entire time
expecting-
we were there.
Yeah, I was expecting you, Vamosi, to be the winner, but like Zach,
I'm
over
not like a
Rain
distance
Man.
hitter.
it
we're
turns
doing
out
like-
I'm Rain Man.
When we did like Zach is definitely golf Rain Man.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Next time you come out, Vamosi, we need to go back to Top Golf.
Oh, dude. I want to go to Top Golf anyway.
Yeah.
I went to the other Top Golf that's like over by the airport.
Yeah,
last
up in
Friday,
Centennial.
and not as scenic and not as cool. There's like some rent store or something that you're hitting. Like it sucked just from like a scenic standpoint.
Yeah, in Denver here, we got 2 Top Golfs, one in like the very north of the city, one in the very south. And we went to the south one for my bachelor party. And it's got like this beautiful clear sky views. You can see the mountains. The sun was down. It was like the perfect spot for my bachelor party. But the north one's kind of like an industrial district.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they just built a whole bunch of stuff. I just wanted to. Yeah, Floor Decor was like the building on the other end of the. Where
Totally. Totally.
That's not as fun as like hitting into the mountains or even
No.
like the T-Rex. Whatever you call like your internet state system.
Yeah.
You got some cool name for it out there.
But Mostly, do you have any short jokes or tweets you want to read off? We got some jokes ready.
Yeah, we got to do some.
goodness.
We're at that part where we got to do jokes.
We gotta do some jokes, man. Yeah.
See, what happens is halfway through the podcast, the second beer hits for Zach, and he'll be like, we need to
Right.
do some jokes.
We need jokes.
We gotta do some jokes.
Got joking it up. Oh,
All right, so
man.
pull up.
Let's do jokes.
Zach and I will go first, and Vamosi, just pull up your Twitter. We'll give you a couple of seconds there.
Oh man, I don't.
I'll go first.
You don't have to go
I'll
if you
go
don't want
first.
to.
No. Okay,
Joe Rogan is so short. Every pillow is a body pillow.
I removed my ribs so I could eat my own asshole. Checkmate, leftist.
I used to be lactose intolerant, but then I eventually came around, and yeah, they should be able to get married.
I love that.
That's a great one.
God damn it,
Vamosi.
Vamosi. I love that.
Coming in swinging, buddy.
Yeah,
I love
just
that.
had to do the recall.
That's such a good one. That's so good.
Yeah.
Or your turn, Zach.
It sucks mass shootings happen at grocery stores now. I'm going to get shot while fucking run around by Blues Traveler place.
I'm gonna open a clothing store for divorced dads called Forever Hungover.
Joe was ultimately judged not to be the right guy for the New York Football Giants.
I don't get that.
That's
'cause
topical.
I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
A guy in the VA hospital pharmacy just shouted, "You were fucking there, man," and then started laughing maniacally. The guy next to me is like, "I don't get it," and I was like, "I guess you had to be there."
On cheat days, I get to eat all the ass I want because I'm
Nice.
married, baby.
Nice. Oh, jeez.
I can do another one.
Yeah, you go ahead. I'm looking through my
Anti-vaxxers
Twitter.
are drinking their own piss now, so if you tell them one of them to eat shit, be careful what you wish for.
Food addiction? I think you mean chronic masticator.
Man, I'm looking through the Twitter here. I'm like, these are too niche. These are way
All right, I got a
too
topical
niche.
one. Prince Andrew is so sad he's going to go get a Prince Albert.
Oh, so I flew home on Sunday night and we were watching the Chargers-Raiders game, and turns out the most disappointing guy on the flight was the pilot, who was a Chargers fan, but we still made it home.
Hey, I bet if that Sublime singer did have a crystal ball, he would have quit doing heroin.
I like that.
I have a food addiction, so I guess you could say I was born on the wrong side of the snacks.
Yeah.
Love
Bruh.
Love you, Mussy.
Love you guys.
All right, so we got about 10 minutes here. I wanted to bring up a couple quick headlines, and I want to get your guys' impressions here. We have to talk about it. I know everyone's heard about it by now, but we have to talk about it. I'm pulling up my iPad. So the first thing I wanted to bring up is this article from Kansas City. Under new rules stemming from the emergency declaration, substitute teachers will now only need to be at least 18 years old with a high school diploma, pending a background check.
Holy shit.
We have such a teacher shortage that all you need is to be 18 and have a high school diploma to be a substitute teacher. There's going to be
So this
so
sounds
many.
like the Kansas side.
There's going to be so many 18-year-olds pulling up that just want to bang some high school students that they knew last
fuck
year.
Yeah, like,
That's what's going to happen.
hey, at least some teachers care.
Oh, got detention again. Hell
Oh my
yeah.
At least some teachers care.
Like, there's going to be some Joe Rogan podcast guy that's unemployed right now. And he's like, I can make $200. Let me go radicalize these students. And all he's going to do is play a Joe Rogan podcast.
Right. Yeah.
Like, that's what's
They'll
gonna
just Play
happen.
the hits.
What a nightmare.
All right.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't know that until tonight.
This other headline, anti-vaxxers tell supporters the new COVID antidote is urine therapy. And the quote from this that really stood out to me was this guy who's toting, don't get the vaccine, but drink your own urine as a COVID therapy. He said, okay, and I know to a lot of you, this sounds crazy, but guys, God's given us everything we need. How many months away are we from people saying fecal matter cures COVID?
Well, what's been the
Less
timeline
than
for all this
5.
other stuff?
What's
2
that,
months.
Vamosi?
I was just saying, what's been like the timeline? Because I feel like we're not even like a year from like, all right, if you drink bleach, you'll be good, and then like a couple months later, it was the
Well,
next
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And
Which means
now
like,
we're on
it's
the
like-
fucking urine.
It's like maybe now.
Yeah. I only see in a couple months, like,
It's
yeah,
like maybe now. I don't know.
they've tried horse dewormer medicine.
Right.
They've tried COVID parties where they just get each other sick and then they all die, like chickenpox parties. And now they're
Right.
saying just drink your own piss to prevent COVID. People are going to be digging through their shit soon. Like, that's what's going to happen.
It's fucking
Why can't
crazy.
Why can't you just like eat ass like normal people, you know?
Love it.
There we go.
Love it.
Hell yeah. Good job, Vamosi. All right.
Thanks.
I don't think we can comment more on that. Okay.
Close the circle.
Have you guys been keeping up with this January 6th, like, bullshit COVID, not COVID, but committee thing?
Yeah.
They're they're taking so long to even mention, like, hey, there was a goddamn insurrection at the Capitol.
Well, and like now the idiots, like I was at my parents' last week, a week from today, when they were showing like how the Republican politicians, like on the 20th, they're like, oh, this is bad. We're like, then like a couple months later, like they didn't do anything wrong. They just tried to overthrow.
They're just tourists and stuff. But what came out today, and also the hammer's finally starting to come down, which I didn't think would actually
the
happen.
hammer is coming down.
Alex Jones was subpoenaed, and that dude's just crumbling. He's got the Sandy Hook lawsuits against him.
Oh man, love listening to Knowledge Fight.
Hey, shout out to Knowledge Fight podcast. If you basically two comedians listen to an episode of Alex Jones and then they comment on it,
Riff and, like,
we don't know
it's
those guys,
the
but
best.
shout out to them. But the Oath Keepers, they're a militia group. The Oath Keepers leader and 10 others are charged with seditious conspiracy related to the U.S. Capitol attack. Now, the Oath Keepers are the batshit militia group that held that truck at gunpoint after the election because they thought they were hiding thousands of Trump votes. Like, we're at the point where militias are finally starting to get caught with this bullshit.
You know, it sucks that, like, you come up with a cool name, but you're just such a piece of shit that, like,
I know.
once you're like, oh, Oath Keepers. Yeah,
Oh,
I want
man,
to look
what
at
a
it now.
great
You're like,
point. What a great point by
That is
Vamosi.
amazing because on paper, Oath Keepers does sound
Oath
legitimately
Keepers
cool.
rocks.
I would
Right.
watch the Oath Keepers movie.
It's like, is that
Right.
the new Washington football team name?
Didn't they name the Washington football team the Oath Keepers?
It's like,
oh, and then, like, whenever you're watching on the scoreboard, it would have WOK, so, like, they're woke. And that pissed people off, too. Like, our
Oh,
uncles
my
would
God.
be very pissed off watching it. What's this woke football team on here?
What's funny is that the leader of the Oath Keepers is this huge, like, middle-aged
he's
dude
a
with,
fucking nerd.
with an eye patch.
He's like
Like
in his 50s.
you could
I
tell
saw
he
the
has an
eye patch
inhaler
today.
in
I'm
his
like,
pocket.
Oh,
Like, I
that's a
don't...
choice.
I had someone, speaking of going back to the Bellevue kids, I had someone I went to high school with who, like 4 years after we graduated, kept posting pictures of herself joining this militia. And she thought it was like the coolest shit ever, but it was just these doughy white people in the woods, like trying to do like race tracks and bullshit. Basically, they were doing ISIS training videos in the fucking American forest.
You know, I don't want to like tout my age and everything, but I remember back when like militias were cool in the 90s and they killed themselves when they like had enough. Like,
That was the honorable thing to do.
But Mosey's
Right,
coming
yeah.
in hot.
When your shit
Where-
when your shit didn't fulfill itself, you just killed yourself.
right. Yeah. Oh, the comment didn't show up. Well, better drink the Kool-Aid. Oh, this
my-
didn't happen. Might as well burn down the entire compound.
That is the best take I've heard in the last 2 years. Back in the day, militias were cool enough when they killed themselves.
Right. I'm sure like all those assholes in hell are like, pussies.
God damn it. That is so fucking good, Vamosi. That's the take of the year right there. We're 13 days in, and that is the take of the year. Oh my
yeah.
God. I'm just going to keep repeating that to myself as these guys go down.
Well, yeah, like I saw the quotes that you're talking about from the Oath Keepers, and like on the preview of the article, like I didn't realize the dude had an eye patch. I'm like, this is too good.
Yeah,
this is
it's
too good.
Now, do you think like that eye patch is warranted? Because I only see eye patches when these conservative dudes come up. I never see someone with an eye patch.
I can only think of like that fuck Dan Crenshaw is the only dude with an eye patch. Where like, what is this guy like? Dollar Store Snake Bliskin?
But Mosey's coming in fucking
Killing
hot
it,
today,
killing
guys. Oh my
I love your
God.
jokes. I love that.
Thank you.
Thanks. So one little thing about Vamosi is in our group chats, and this podcast is basically just us bringing our group chats on as guests. But your nickname, Vamosi, sometimes is Snark Mosi.
Right.
Because there'll be times where I just say something like normal about my day in the group chat, and then you come in hot, less than 30 seconds, with a very snarky thing to say. And it's one
Like,
of my
that's
favorite
always
things.
been how I've rolled.
Yeah, like is that just like how you were like in high school with your friends and
Yeah.
stuff? Or
Where like I would just like hang around with my group of friends and like I wouldn't say much, but then like I would just get in like the perfect one liner and people just would like laugh off it for like 5 minutes. So like I was just like the silent assassin is
because that's the thing. Like there'll be a lull in the day, and I'll just be like, I got like Chipotle delivered for lunch, and you're like, oh, not sticking to your calories today, are you? And it's like I haven't heard from you since 6 a.m. What the
Right.
fuck is going on?
Well, the thing I hate most about my job is that I can't check my phone as frequently as you guys, even though like the last month since I don't really care for my job anymore. I still do it great, but since I don't care, like I'm on my phone a lot more frequently. But like during like these points that I'm referencing, like I'd only be able to check my phone at like 10, noon, and 2 when I had my 3 breaks, and I'd catch up to date. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Here's something snarky that I could just feed in there. Give me those reactions, baby.
Because that's exactly it. It'll be like radio silence. There'll only be like a couple memes sent to the group chat, and then like anything of note gets sent to the group chat, and Vamosi's just coming in hot, ready to fuck us.
I just bring my can of gasoline, and I'm like, this looks fun.
And you just pour it down. Oh my god!
And I'm like, I
I
could throw slam anyone.
Yeah, I'm like, hey Zach, throw a baseball at the canister here. Here's some gasoline we're gonna throw on it.
I just realized what you said. I could throw a baseball at anyone.
And I said, what's funny is Vamosi's like, I could throw a baseball and you could catch it. And I was like, and I said to Preston at the exact same time, I was like, I could throat slam anyone.
Zach threatens to throat slam people all the fucking time. Like, you need to realize this. Anytime Zach is firing off on Twitter, he's texting our group chat, I'm going to fucking throat slam these people.
Like, just grab him by the neck and fucking...
Zach has a particular set of skills.
He really does.
I just want to grab him and fucking...
I keep going to this, but our friend Steven Smith always said he wanted to see if Zach still had...
Steven's not good at anything.
We're not talking about... I'm talking about Steven saying I wanted to see if Zach had muscle memory. Like, he would come up behind you and try to fuck you up.
Yeah, fine.
You know what? Zach is like the one person that I don't want to see how much he retained from the Marines.
No, are you kidding me? Fuck no. I lived with you for
Zach's
6 years.
having a bad day. Let me sneak up behind him and see what happens.
Oh my god.
And I'm dead.
I've never seen you actually violent before. Like, I've seen you like fuming, but I've never seen you violent, and I do not want to see you violent at all.
I don't want to go there. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to.
Do not get Zach mad around a baseball.
I don't want to.
Vamosi, what's your NBA Finals predictions? Do you have any?
Well, obviously, it's the Suns over the Bulls.
The Suns.
Oh,
yeah.
hell yeah.
Dude, man.
I actually appreciate you having the Bulls in there. That's respect.
I would love
You know what?
to
They
see
got to get revenge. Now that the Bulls are good, they've got to get revenge from the 93 finals. And I got to have that one up on my brother-in-law because he always brings up how, like, hey, you know what? The Suns are good. Remember how the last time they were good, the Bulls beat them? I'm like, not now.
I think the Suns are. I think the Bulls are definitely involved.
I would love to see the Bulls in the finals again. Like, that would be so much fun.
Like a month ago, I heard somebody comparing them to like the Suns of last year, how they just came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
yeah, I guess I could see that.
The Bulls are so good.
Like, the Suns were a little bit more on my radar just because of you and our friend David, like, always talking about the Suns. And after the infamous Suns and 4 incident last year.
But the fact that the Bulls are like, it rocks. All of it rocks.
But, man, a Bulls in the finals, I think that's what America needs right now. The Bulls in the finals again.
Totally.
I mean, it'd be fun and different where, like, the Bucks were cool just because, like, they hadn't been good in 50 years, and here they are in the finals. Like,
that was a fun little story.
Well, yeah, it was fun until it became a loss, but yeah, mostly fun. Mostly fun.
Yeah. When was the last time the Suns actually won the championship? I can't remember.
Never.
They've never won.
No, yeah,
they've lost 3 times in the NBA Finals. They lost to the Celtics in I think it was the early 70s, and then because they made the finals like every 20 years since they've been a franchise.
Damn.
Where they lost to the Celtics in 6, they lost to the Bucks in 6, and they lost to the Bulls in 6.
My question to you is, why did you choose franchise is so far away.
Yeah. What was the origins
we don't
behind the Suns?
in Omaha. We don't have an NBA team.
No, I know.
You'll forget that.
I know.
Well, but all my buddies growing up in elementary school, they're all Bulls fans, and I'm like, F that. And like, I found a Suns jacket at like the Team Spirit at the mall.
Oh,
and I'm
man.
like, that what a reference,
I
right?
expect you being the alternative guy.
I feel like the 90s style of the merch and stuff was like a lot more flashier. So that I could definitely understand how that's.
Yeah, it was a purple and orange pullover, and
I mean, I'm just thinking
nobody else had it.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to like the NBA Jam video game with all the flashy jerseys, like.
Well, yeah, the Suns are just purple uniforms and that with like the orange accents. But it was
like it's stuck. It was like that perfect 90s color that stuck out. So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Other bad.
See, that's the other thing is like you're committed to your teams, even though that
the Royals sucked most of my life, the Chiefs sucked most of my lives, and they both have titles here in like the last 7 years.
I mean, like
pretty cool.
Like I'm a North Dallas, I'm a North Texas person, and like literally all of that reverberates to me too.
Yeah. Is it just that you like find a team and you commit to them?
No, we're like since the Chiefs and the Royals are 180 miles down the road, 3 hours. Went to a lot of those games growing up, but like
that makes sense.
For hockey, the Blackhawks are the closest. The Avalanche didn't come into my life until I was like in middle school. Is when they moved from Quebec to Denver. But like I just grabbed the San Jose Sharks because my aunt and uncle live in San Francisco, and that was close to them. And like they've also got a badass logo. If you haven't looked it up, they've got a badass logo, teal and black, something different. So like I just latched onto that, and like every boy my age, like you have a football, baseball, basketball, and hockey team, and so
it's same.
Right, but like for you, for the most part, the Stars came down there last. You and I have talked about like the Stars hockey really wasn't a thing for you, but you had a basketball, baseball, and football team in the Metroplex. So like you were set. Like you don't have to like do or me and like you know what? I am going to be an Arizona Cardinals fan and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Well,
love the Owls.
We love you, and we're going to do our send-off. Vamosi, do you know our send-off? 1, 2, 3. Fucking Night Shyamalan. We love you, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Love you,
Bye.
Mosey.